We are your home theater and AV questions answered. This is AVRant. Want your home theater or AV question answered by Tom and Rob? Send it to question@avrant.com. Welcome to AVRant. I'm Tom Andry, and I'm here with
Rob H.
David's on Facebook. David's room is 12 feet by 21 feet by 6 feet 10 inches high. He's trying to figure out where to pre-wire his Atmos speakers. Do the front height and rear height speakers just go on the front wall and back wall as close to the ceiling as possible?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. You got to look at the angles, dude. You got to look at the angles that are in that Dolby has for you. Okay, so you want to look at those angles, and it's got to be between those things. For most people, it pretty much goes right there. But you have a very high ceiling and a very long room.
Ceiling. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I keep thinking that. Look at it 10 inches high and thinking it's 10 feet high. So you have a low ceiling and a very long room, which is actually going to put them lower down on the angle, right?
Well, because I mean, the lowest that your front height or top front speakers would go is 30 degrees elevation. So if you're sitting close to your front wall, that'll probably end up on the front wall somewhere. But if you're sitting far away from the front wall, it'll end up on your ceiling. That's
what I'm saying. If you make sure angle low if you're sitting far away and your room's long.
Right.
Right. So you actually would have to extend that angle up, which puts the speaker on the ceiling.
Yeah.
And even though it says a front height, it's going to put the speaker on the ceiling. So the way we measure it is straight out from your eyes, and then the angle that's 0, and then your angle you're looking at the up angle from there.
Yeah.
For your front height speakers.
Yeah. So really, it's a matter of angles, not here's where they go on a wall somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, crap.
What?
Hold on. Nothing. I press the stupid button, and then it goes like whenever you press a link on your phone, it doesn't just it goes to a redirect page and stuff like that. So hold on, I gotta press the thing, and I have to scroll way to the bottom. Hold on, here we go. It's the phone, so it's fast. All right. So lastly, he says, could he just divide the length of his room by 4 and come up with the best positions on the ceiling for the top front, top middle, and top rear speakers? Again, it's about angles from where you're sitting.
Mm-hmm.
The room is not the middle, it's not front, top, middle. Above you is top, middle.
Right, yeah.
Wherever you're sitting is top, middle. And then how many degrees in front of that, which usually ends up being around 5 feet, in front of that is top, front. And about 5 feet behind you, or whatever angle is behind you, is about top rears.
Yeah, so I mean,
rear height and front heights.
Honestly, if you have the typical 8-foot ceiling, and you're sitting at the typical, your ears are about 36 inches above the floor, if you go directly above you are your top middles, and then it works out to be about between 4 and 5 feet in front of you would be top fronts, and then another 4 to 5 feet in front of that would be front heights, but it's all relative to your seat, but you have this lower ceiling. So if you stick with the angles, in his case, it ends up being about 3.5 feet in each case.
There you go.
Now, I'm not sure if I misread his question exactly on Facebook, but it almost sounded like he was considering wiring up all 10 positions. I don't know if that was exactly what he plans to do, but if it were the case, I would say it's not really worth it in this particular room with this low a ceiling, because you're only going to end up with about 3.5 feet between each of them. I'm like, just go top middles and then 5 feet in front of you, 5 feet behind you, and call them top front and top rear, and it'll all work out swimmingly. And I wouldn't bother with trying to do all 10. I don't even, like I say, I don't even know if that's what he was doing. But yeah, it's all based on angles relative to your seat. We can't give you hard numbers. You can figure out the math. Once you know the actual ceiling height and your actual distance from floor to ears, then of course you can work out the math based on the angles. But there's no straight rule of thumb regardless of ceiling height or seated height.
That's right. All right, and Rob on the YouTube channel just showed the images of all those. Thanks. All right. Want your question answered? Send it to question@avrant.com.
This is AVRant.
Now go out and listen to something.